All right, before I ask the clerk to call roll, I do want to remind everyone that you need to unmute your microphones before you talk, which is the black push button on the microphone itself. And when you are not speaking, if you would please mute your sound. Still press your button to ask to be recognized. And once you are, then unmute your microphone. And when you're done speaking, again, please mute it. With that, Madam Clerk, would you please take roll?
Ronnie Bush.
Here.
Samuel Newton.
Here.
Luann Hayes.
Here.
Casey Anthony.
Present.
William Hadley.
Here.
Jim Hart.
Here.
Kurt Copeland.
Here.
Adam Modero.
Here.
Larry Jogers.
Here.
Brooke Deininger. Scott Holmes.
Present.
Jackie DeMeester.
Here.
Nicole Baker.
Here.
Steve Frick.
Present.
Brian Brandt.
Present.
Tim Whalen.
Here.
15 present, 1 absent.
All right, thank you. Mr. Whalen, would you lead us in prayer, and Ms. Hayes, the Pledge of Allegiance?
Great. Lord God Almighty, thank you for the opportunity to once again come together and serve the people of Stephenson County, Illinois. Pray that you help us do that with grace, consideration, wisdom, and truth. And, help us work through the issues that we work through tonight with consideration for others, how they approach things. We might do the best we can for the people of this county. Pray that in Jesus' name.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can I get a motion to approve the agenda, please? By Mr. Bush, is there a second? By Mrs. Baker, is there any discussion on the agenda? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Is there any item on the consent agenda that any board member would like to have removed? Mr. Hadley.
Yes, I would like to have C and D removed, please.
All right, anyone else? Okay, is there a motion to approve A, B, and E?
Motion to approve.
By Mr. Hart, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Modero. Madam Clerk, please take roll on the approval of A, B, and E.
Jim Hart.
Yes.
Kurt Copeland.
Yes.
Adam Modero.
Aye.
Larry Jogers.
Aye.
Scott Holmes.
Aye.
Jackie DeMeester.
No.
Nicole Baker.
Aye.
Steve Frick.
Yes.
Brian Brandt.
Aye.
Tim Whalen.
Aye.
Ronnie Bush.
Aye.
Samuel Newton.
Aye.
Luann Hayes.
Aye.
Casey Anthony.
Aye.
William Hadley.
Yes.
14A, 1 nay. Motion carries.
All right, is there a motion to approve C and D? By Mr. Brandt and seconded by Mr. Jogurst. Mr. Hadley, do you have discussion?
Yes, could the county engineer come up, please?
Dale?
Yes.
Dale, I want to ask about C first, and not to exceed 75,656. How do you come up with that number, not to exceed that number?
We discussed, I had a discussion with Willard Hoffman about the scope of services, and they came up with a cost to do the work.
I know this is a service agreement. Do we look at Fairgram too, or you just look at,
No,
you didn't look at the Fairgram, you
No.
just went with this company? There's 2 companies we can work with, correct, in this region, or more than that?
Fairgrand was on my do not like list.
Okay, understandable. This work should be done next spring early. When are these 2 projects supposed? First of all, the project, Fairwell Bridge Road, that's going over to Pecatonica, right?
Correct.
And the Bolton Road is going over to Yellow Creek. Is that the one down by the church?
Yes.
Okay, when are those scheduled to be, the work to be done on that?
This contract with Willard Hoffman is two parts to it. The first part is a temporary repair for their Firewall Bridge Road. And so we had to, the bridge office contacted us after one of our regular inspections and said we need to do some temporary repairs to the Firewall Bridge Road, otherwise we'll have to post it for 8 ton. So we're doing some temporary cribbing to build it up, using local funds. And then the Firewall Bridge and the Bolton Bridge have got some repairs that need to be done to it. Joints, diaphragms, bearings, there's some deck pop-outs that need to be taken care of. So Willard Hoffman is doing an analysis of the whole bridge, of both bridges, and seeing what needs to be done. And then we'll put a contract out to repair both of them at the same time.
Are they gonna do the RFQ or the RFP on these two, or
No,
we'll do those ourselves? RFQs on this?
no, it's not needed.
Oh, it's not
As long as
needed.
you have a working relationship with consultants and you're not using federal funds for the engineering. If you use federal funds from the engineering, then you have to go through the QBS process.
I understand that, but when the work is actually done on the bridges, when
Oh,
we
yeah,
go- when are they gonna put out the proposal and everything?
We will put out contract plans and then put it out for bid.
So when did we schedule to do those two bridges? you
There's no
think?
schedule for it yet.
We're just gonna do the
well-
engineer work on them?
Yeah, right now, we're just doing the engineering work, see what needs to be done. And then once we've identified it, we gotta get those, we're gonna use the federal funds for it. So we will have to go through the planning and the design for it. So I'm expecting probably 18, 24 months.
When we actually start construction on
Correct.
those, okay. Thank you very much for the information. On the D, seal coat on River Road, we're gonna do that work ourselves?
Correct.
And how many miles are we gonna be doing on there?
It's a whole length of River Road, from 75 over to Rock City. It's a portion that they did the coal-in-place recycling. So this is our annual unit price agreement for our pavement preservation program we're doing this year.
Okay, thank you, that's all I have.
Anything else? Okay,
All right,
thank you.
thank you, Dale. So we have a motion and a second to approve C and D. If no other discussion, Madam Clerk, please take roll.
Brian Brandt. Tim Whalen.
Aye.
Ronnie Bush. Samuel Newton.
Aye.
Luann Hayes.
Aye.
Casey Anthony.
Aye.
William Hadley.
Yes,
Jim Hart.
Aye.
Kurt Copeland.
Aye.
Adam Modero.
Aye.
Larry Jokers.
Aye.
Scott Helms.
Aye.
Jackie DeMeester.
Aye.
Nicole Baker.
Aye.
Steve Frick.
Yes.
15 0 nay, motion carries.
Thank you very much. Is there any public comment tonight? Please come up to the microphone, state your name, and at that point, the 3-minute timer will begin.
Good evening. My name's Lynette Williams. I'm a candidate for County Board District E. This information is for all the online listeners and the audience. The board knows these details. The cost of the county insurance is $6 million. This is 10% of the annual budget. $5 million of it goes to health care for the county employees, and $1 million goes to the property and liability coverage. During the budget presentation season, which is now, the county contracts our current insurance broker, and during the finance committee discussed is general information that they're asking their companies to bid on. Example, a discussion of coverages, amounts, changes the broker should be aware of, any possible changes to the coverage amounts. The county has one broker for this process, but the current broker has a list of companies that they have received proposals from. But what if it was expanded to 2 brokers with different companies and they were able to secure more bids? Do all the brokers have the same pool of insurance carriers, and could there be a possible savings? I'm not saying that this process needs to be done each year, but feel the process should be researched every 3 to 5. This is an ever-changing world, and to go with the easiest method is not necessarily saving our county dollars. Last year during budget season, the same question was asked. A broker responded on the short turnaround time and the lack of pertinent information which was needed to get accurate feedback. It appears there was a lag in communication. Citizens of Stephenson County, now is the time to reach out to your county board members and voice your opinion before the time slips by. We are all crunching for savings these days, and any savings that may result in this action should be taken advantage of. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Casey Anthony, I just want to share with not only the public, but just make sure everyone on the board is aware that Eats and Beats is coming up. August 23rd and 24th downtown in the Freeport Arts Plaza, starting, the gates open at 5 o'clock each day and go until about 10 o'clock at night. There's food and music. And the reason I share this information is because I'm the representative for the 708 Mental Health Board, and it's one of those member organizations that puts this together. So Malcolm Eaton puts it together, and there's a couple other 708 board members that are vendors there. So it's just a great opportunity to support our local nonprofits. I will send this to the county administrator to send out the actual flyer, but just wanted to make sure to also present the information. We would love to see you down there. Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay, seeing no one else, we'll move on to the chairman's report. First and foremost, I'd like to congratulate Travis Lutz. He is the new Stephenson County Probation Department head. He was sworn in this past Monday. It was a very nice ceremony, well attended. So if you see Mr. Lutz, please congratulate him. Mr. Sloan is still on staff. He is the assistant public defender. And if you aren't aware, he is moving out of the area probably close to the end of the year. So that was the reason for the change. Want to report on the Kent Monument that the trees were cleaned up, and believe the cameras are going to be installed in the next week or so. So that will be good. That's through the sheriff's office. Also, the crime suppression unit is continuing to do a fantastic job. They confiscated a few more weapons through normal stops just in this last week and a half. They're doing a great job. And finally, I know I'm a broken record when it comes to the budget, but I implore all of you to please know the budget inside and out, not just from your oversight committees. Gain as much knowledge as you possibly can. Ask as many questions as you can of the department heads during the oversight committees. Please make sure that you're also acutely aware of the levies that this county approves. There's quite a few of them, so it's important to understand what those are for, what departments use them, and as well as the general fund and what departments rely on that general fund for funding. With that, I will move on to the appointments. We have two. What is the pleasure of the board?
Together.
Would you like to make a motion, Mr. Hart?
I'd like to make a motion to approve the appointments together.
All right, Mr. Hart made a motion to approve both together. Mr. Newton would like to second that. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
One in opposition, the motion carries. Thank you. We'll move on to action items and information from committees. Mr. Whalen, Finance, you have an item, I believe.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We have one item out of finance, a sale of surplus properties. If you looked at the information that was provided by our treasurer, there are 10 properties that are being sold to the city of Freeport. The other two are being basically reconveyed to the rightful owners. And so I'm excited to make a motion to approve this as presented.
Motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
By Mr. Hart. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
One in opposition, motion carries. Any other information out of your committee, Mr. Whalen?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, we had a discussion on the new HVAC system that the Health Department is looking at putting in and installing. There were 3 bids we reviewed. Hopefully, I think everybody got a copy of those. We laid it over for 30 days. There were some question marks on exactly what was in each of the bids and how everything fit together. So we asked Carrie to get some extra questions answered and to reconsider that at the health board. So I would suggest if any county board members have any questions about those bids that came in, refer those to Carrie in the time that she has to take a look at that before the next health board meeting. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
All right, thank you very much. We will move on to public property and safety. Mr. Copeland, no action items. Any information?
Yes, Chair.
Yes, Chairman. Sheriff Stovall, like you had previously stated, some guns were confiscated from the crime suppression unit. There was 4 guns that were confiscated, and one, I believe, was a fully automatic Glock. The doors to the elevator from the Cone Group are being retrofitted to the shaft. 2 HVAC units on top of the courthouse need repair. They're being repaired by Helm Group. Right now, the county boardroom is being fixed, as you can see it. The lighting needs to be done. The audio-visual is being placed in here. It looks like it's working very well. Painting needs to be done on the whole room and the carpet. We had negotiations this last Tuesday between the committees of the county and the FOP bargaining committee. We have tentatively agreed on the wording and the compensation. It is going to be drafted up and sent to the full unions for ratification, and hopefully next month it will come for approval here in the committee.
Okay. I personally want to thank you for your assistance with that, with your experience in law enforcement as well as being on the board. It's been a huge help for the county, so thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Anything else?
No.
All right, we'll move on then to administration. Mr. Jogers, no action items, but do you have any information?
Yeah, a couple things I wanted to mention. All the budgets that went to the administration committee, we reviewed them, and they should be ready to all be reviewed and approved next month and sent on to the finance. A couple other items for the public. County treasurer mentioned that the sealed bid auction booklets of surplus properties are available for purchase. The deadline to submit bids is August 23rd with a minimum bid of $835. And all these auction materials and bidding options are available on the website, the county website. And then a couple more here real quick. County clerk, Ms. Wingert, reported that there were over 120 people who attended the election judge training, so that's pretty awesome. We've got plenty of election judges for the upcoming election. And then lastly, the required statute for vote by mail were mailed out last Monday, so everyone should be receiving them if they haven't already. It'll look like this in your mailbox, and there's several different options to pick from down there, and then you mail it back to the county clerk. So please take care of that. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
That's all I
Mr.
have.
Thank you, Mr. Jogers.
Yep.
We'll move on to court services. Mr. Bush, you have an action item.
Yes, this approval of the Jordan Flash liquidation is a fund lease of $229, and I'll send it.
All right, motion to approve by Mr. Bush. Is there a second? By Ms. Anthony. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Aye. One in opposition. Motion carries. Any other information out of your committee, Mr. Bush?
Got notice from circuit clerk that she did receive the IT grant of $173,000, $264.73.
All right, that's great. Thank you. All right, we'll move on to nursing center. Mrs. Baker, you have 2 action items.
Yes, approval of the bid therapy service with Renewal Therapy. Mr. Perez has experience with working with them in the past and is impressed. This is also TCM's recommendation coming out of the RFP process. So with that, I make a motion to approve.
Very good. Is there a second? By Mr. Whalen. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? One in opposition, motion carries. Your next item, please.
Approval of bad debt write-off for the second quarter of $1,887.96. With that, I make a motion to approve.
Is there a second? Second. By Mr. Hart. Is there any discussion? Mr. Whalen.
I will not be voting for this, Mr. Chairman. After reviewing additional information on the current outstanding revenue, I think it should be more than what they're actually writing off, so.
Okay. Anyone else? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please take roll, and everyone please unmute your microphones, if you would, please.
Nicole Baker.
Aye.
Steve Frick.
No.
Brian Brandt.
Aye.
Tim Whalen.
No.
Ronnie Bush.
Aye.
Samuel Newton.
Aye.
Luann Hayes.
Aye.
Casey Anthony.
Aye.
William Hadley.
Aye.
Jim Hart.
Aye.
Kurt Copeland.
Aye.
Adam Modero.
Aye.
Larry Jogers.
Aye.
Scott Helms.
No.
Jackie DeMeester. 11A, 4 nay, motion carries.
Very good. Any other information out of your committee?
Just census are at 42 with one new omission today.
All right, great. Thank you. We'll move on then to planning development. Mr. Frick, any information?
Nothing at this time, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
All right, thank you. We'll move on to public works. Mr. Brandt, no action items. Any information?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just a couple quick points. Construction season is starting to wind down. It's been a very busy season for the Highway Department. Very happy with the work that they've gotten done. We've moved on to concentrating our efforts as a committee to the budget, and with that, it looks like the summer of 2024 is nearly over. So that's all. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. Is there any public comment? Okay, seeing none, we'll move on to new business. Mr. Newton, do you have an announcement you'd like to make? Something big happened last month, didn't it, up in Galena? That's absolutely what I'm asking.
Thank you. Thanks for allowing me to serve, but was elected to take the chairman position for the entire liability program. Thank you.
Great, congratulations.
Yeah.
Ms. Anthony, do you have any update for 708 board? I know we haven't had a presentation in a while.
No, we haven't had a meeting since last time you asked. Our upcoming meeting is in September.
Okay.
And then the sign up is going to be sent around to hopefully get that continued to be filled out.
Great, okay. Anyone else have anything for new business? Mr. Hart?
I just wanted to mention and acknowledge our county clerk, Jasmine Winger.
Is your microphone on?
No. I want to recognize and congratulate Jasmine for making the New York Times in terms of praise for county clerks and the work that they're doing to make our elections safe. So I'd like to thank her for her service.
Great. Anyone else for new business? Seeing none, is there a motion to adjourn? By Mr. Bush, is there a second? By Mrs. Hayes, any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, everyone. Have a good rest of your week.